All right, in section 11.1, we're dealing with three-dimensional figures and cross-sections. With this, we have a couple of quick vocabulary words that we're going to go through. A polyhedron is what we're going to be dealing with in these. They're just known as three-dimensional figures whose surfaces are going to be flat polygons. So we're pretty much taking polygons that you've dealt with throughout your educational career and then just combining them together to make a three-dimensional object known as a polyhedron. Special ones are going to be known as prisms. So prisms are going to have two bases, and then it's classified by the shape of the base. So you look at like these three pictures down here. I have a rectangular prism, so my top and bottom, my bases are rectangles, and then we have sides that just connect them going up. A triangular prism has bases that are triangles, and then again you have rectangles going up building the sides. And then a hexagonal prism is one where the bases are hexagons. So prisms have two bases and they are classified by the polygon that makes the bases. On the other hand, we have what's also known as a pyramid. It's going to be a three-dimensional figure with only one base. So pyramids have one base. The sides for a pyramid are all going to be triangles going up. So the two they give you here are a triangular pyramid, so where our base is a triangle, and then your sides going up are triangles as well. And then we have a square pyramid where our base is a square, and then our sides are triangles there as well. Some other shapes that we could have would be cylinder, cone, and sphere. Those are all three-dimensional. We're not really going to get into those into too much detail today. So this next thing we talk about is a net. So we're going to be finding surface area today. And surface area is just finding the area of each polygon that makes up the polyhedron. So a net would be these three-dimensional shapes decomposed, just laid flat on a sheet of paper. So instead of having you draw them, we're just going to look at examples on the next page. So here they have a cube. Okay, so if you had a cube and I wanted to make a net, okay, so you take all 8 of those sides, 6 sides, and like decompose and lay it out, it would look like this right here. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares, and from there, if you wanted to, you could fold the net up to make the cube. Same deal with a rectangular prism. Okay, I'm going to decompose it, so just lay it out flat. And if I were to do that, we have this shape right here. So if I wanted to know the surface area, we could go ahead and find the area for each of these. Okay, each of these like sections right here, and add them up. We also have a triangular prism and a cylinder here for you as well. So if I ask you for surface area, you can get it from the net. Just find the area of each of these, add them up, or there are some formulas we could use too. So here we got the definition of surface area. It's just going to be the sum of all the areas of all the faces. And we have 4 common ones that we're going to use here. Okay, so here's our 4 common ones. They give you the formula. Whenever we quiz or test, I would give you the formula for this. And then you just have to be able to identify which one we're working with. Okay, so for example, on these triads, you need to see that, hey, this first shape we're dealing with is a cube. And the reason I know it's a cube is because my length, width, and height are all the same. Okay, every single one of them is 8. So as soon as you see that we have a cube going on, we can go to our surface area formula. And our surface area formula for a cube says that it's going to be 6 times s squared, where s is the side length. So I'm left with 6 times 8 squared. Order of operations tells us we have to do the 8 squared first. So I'm going to have 6 times 8 squared in the calculator. Gives me 384. And for this, since we are finding an area, we need to make sure that our units are square. So it's going to be square centimeters going on right there. For the rest of these, really, you just have to identify what shape we have going on. So here, this next one, we have 2 bases. Okay, so it's going to be a prism that we have going on here. In the side, okay, for my base, we have a 6 by 5, which is going to be rectangular. So you go to your rectangular prism formula, and it's 2b plus pH. Okay, so 2b is going to be the area of the base. So if I go ahead and find my area of the base, 6 times 5 is 30. So I'm going to have 2 times 30 plus P is the perimeter of the base. So if I work my way around this whole perimeter, I got 5, 6, that's 11. 5 gets me to 16, and then 6 more gets me to 22. Multiply by the height. So on this one, it's going to throw people off a little bit. A lot of people think height up and down. Height is going to be what connects the bases. So for this one, my height would actually be 11. Okay? But from there, it's all calculator driven. So the key is identify what shape we're dealing with and then plug into the formula. So for this one, we got 2 times 30 plus 22 times 11. It's going to give me an area of 302 square centimeters. Okay, and that's the basics for 11.1 surface area.